Okay, so this will be I guess unboxing and potentially installing these MZS clutch lever and front brake for a Rebel 500. I've not used these ones before. They seem fairly straightforward. So that's your clutch. Adjustability to it. Front lever should go this way. Adjustability. Pretty straightforward. So that's about it in the box, eh? My goodness. Cool. Let's give it a go. Okay. So if you can line these up, you'll see that there's a gap in between. So if you have it in far enough, you should be able to pull just like that. And it comes out just like that. And then usually pull down and it pops out. Okay. Let's put that off to the side. If you have a chance, there's a lot of good videos on how to oil these, or I guess lubricate, don't oil. But lubrication, there's little tools they make as well for these, just as a heads up. Always good to do. I might actually do that. This is underneath, there's a, what is it, 10 mil? Yeah, 10 mil. Okay. Pretty straightforward. So just have to back this out. We're often doing these little upgrades off season up here in Canada. We certainly don't ride. Well, at least I don't ride that much in the wintertime. Some guys still send it. No thanks though, not for me. So there's the stock, and there's what comes out, and then that goes on the bottom side. Okay. So there's the aftermarket MZS or ZS if you're American. Oh, and it does fit. Hey, look at that. Oh no, does it actually? Yeah, let's see. Let's see. So there's a little bit of slop. I'll put the nut in here just to. Don't over tighten things. So I don't know if you can see that. There's a little bit of wiggle to be expected with some aftermarket stuff. Okay. Try to get things lined up because the slot's all in here. All right, so this is the clutch side. I've got it bolted in now. Screw it down, and then you've got a nut. Not this one, further back. It's 10 mil that I put back on. I got this angle here because you do have to line things up. As you can kind of see, there's a pivot point where this goes underneath, just like this. And then you gotta use a bit of elbow grease, kind of pull it through. Just like that, right? And like I said, I'm gonna have to adjust on the clutch side because I think there's just not enough room. You don't wanna have too much space here. If you have it all the way out, that's just silly and you're asking for it to be broken, but certainly if this is the case, go adjust the other side, but I guess I could probably get away with it here. Anyways, there's the clutch. We'll do the brake, front brake next. Quickly note that if you do want to adjust the slack for your clutch, you just loosen this one off and you can back it forward or back depending on what you're trying to do. Leave a little bit of room up at the lever, but try to do your most of your adjustments. From what I've learned down here, it makes things a bit easier. Okay. Okay. I think this is another 10 mil. It is, and that was broken through really easily. Okay. What's the best way to angle this? Okay. Pretty straightforward. And then the nut goes on the bottom once you thread it through or push it through. Gonna go in here. Now there is, you see that there? That little bulb sticking out, that's to engage your tail light. So when you pull on it, it gets depressed by this piece here. At least I don't think this works. All right. And don't be afraid, you can throw a little bit of grease on these pivot points. I'm just doing the install right now. I might go back and just redo this. But this is just for simply how to install these, because if you're brand new to this and you want to get some adjustable levers, this is kind of how it's done. No, it's not even grabbing. All right, here's the aftermarket. So if we can get this in place here, you'll see the detent, and hopefully you can hear that click. It's audible. That's just more or less the when it's depressed. Anyways, nonetheless, it controls your brake light. So whenever you're pulling your lever, it pops your brake light on. And you know, lapse in judgment, and maybe for on my end here, but on previous lever installs, I'll usually lose a little bit of grease, not too much, just a little bit on these points. So don't be afraid to do that. Put the nut back on the bottom side. Yeah, see, there's still a little bit of slopping. You can probably see that. The stock levers really are much tighter than that. Anyways. So I guess it's upon release of the detent is when the lights kick on. There you go, see. in. So I guess if that people might be looking at that to see how close to the grip am I actually getting this. And that's stock there. So you can, let's use this. And then all the way down, like, my goodness. That's, I'm crunching my knuckle over here. But certainly if you have smaller hands, these will be decent levers to consider at least. Anyways, that's about it. Tighten it up and fire it away, and then I'll give you a different view of it here. So there they are. Let's roll again. It's my dad's bike, so I'm actually going to put on some risers. I'll do another video just because I've gone through, like, I think 3 or 4 different risers that don't fit this well, just because I guess the Rebel, it's just a bit awkward how they've designed it with the head unit here. Anyways,